Hello, it's Richard Wilson coming to you from the Swiss Alps. I'm here in Switzerland and Liechtenstein actually for a family office conference. And I wanted to share a video with you today that's going to be helpful whether you're a business owner, family office professional, fund manager, and it's called More Money, More Problems. And really it's behind the reason why family offices exist in the first place. And it's really, I wanted to create this video just to kind of share some of my thoughts on why the more money you get, the more headaches you get as well. And I think some people don't realize that when they're serving ultra wealthy. And I think it's something that, it's hard to imagine the amount of problems they have to deal with when you have that much money. One thing that I think makes all the problems worse is that it's pretty hard to talk to other people about the challenges you're facing. If you think about any time where you're being paid more than most of your friends, or maybe more than your best friend that you often talk to, it can be kind of uncomfortable talking to them about how something might be very exciting to you. Maybe you got a $3,000 a month raise, or maybe you sold something for $50,000, or maybe you made $300,000 in a year or something. And if you're explaining that to someone who makes $40,000 a year and has never run a business and never seen that type of success, it can make it seem like you're bragging very quickly. It can make you look like kind of a jerk. It can make that other person either jealous or resentful of you. So basically, you just can't share your success financially with very many people in modern society without it being you looking like the rich jerk type thing. So what happens is that you can really only share this with other people that you know are very successful, which oftentimes are few and far in between, unless you join industry associations and such, or with professionals such as family office, ultra high net worth wealth management professionals who hopefully will give you objective advice and not just try to sell you their services at higher and higher levels. But that's one of the hard things about having more money, is that most of the people around you won't see that growth in income or wealth as you have. By definition, the ultra wealthy are 0.01% of society. And that can make it very hard to share stories, successful or challenges. Even sharing something that might be a frustration over, you just lost $200,000. Someone might say, well, boo-hoo-hoo, I've never seen that much money in my bank account my whole life. So you can see how they can become, it just makes everything else I'm going to talk about in this video even more difficult. Other problems that come up is that once you've made a lot of wealth through a single business or method, you naturally want to diversify that. You want to typically put money into other types of assets, other types of investments. So if your industry goes down, if the economy does something surprising, or maybe you want to diversify the type of income or tax efficiency of different investments you're holding, typically people diversify their assets as they get more money, but that takes more time. So it's more of a time suck to move up the learning curve, figure out how to invest in different types of assets, and then manage those assets over time. And it really is something that I think is very challenging for people, even if they do hire a family office or a wealth management professional to work with them. Another problem people come across when they have more money is that they find that they need someone to help them, and they want that person to be of very high quality, because if they make a 2% mistake, that 2% mistake could be $50,000 worth of lost money. So you have to pay a lot of money for great talent, and oftentimes you get what you pay for. So it's something where you have to do this to solve some of the other headaches that come with having a lot of money, but it's a frustrating thing because it's a little bit of a high-risk thing. You might have to pay somebody $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year to manage a full portfolio of investments for you effectively, or help you manage your whole financial life and kind of act as your CFO now that you have a lot of wealth. And the final thing I wanted to mention is that really the whole importance of having help in dealing with the challenges of being ultra wealthy is that a very small percentage mistake or improvement in efficiency can have a huge difference in productivity and profits. For example, 3M, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, they have a whole team of people that probably hedge currency risk between all the currencies that they work in. Why? Because if they can manage and be 0.02% more efficient in managing and hedging their currency risk, that can result in $1 million a year in saved currency exchange fees and rates. And what that could do is pay for that whole team of 10 professionals to work full time. So same at a family office, or if you have 20 million, 50 million, or especially if you have 200 million plus in assets, the smallest increase, 0.5%, 1% increase in efficiency can really pay for 2 or 3 very well-seasoned executives. So that's a really important thing to remember if you are living life right now with a big headache because of the amount of money you have to manage and it's very stressful. You just have to remember that the smallest improvement consistently over time can really make up for trying to be cheap in the talent you bring on board to solve your problems, and then you might really lose out in the long term by being too cheap in the short term. So in other words, the more money you have, the more problems you have. I think everyone knows that at a base level, but they don't realize how kind of lonely it can be at the ultra wealthy level, and how hard it might be to trust people, and then how hard it might be to spend a lot of money to get the right people helping you. So this is Richard Wilson coming to you from Switzerland and the Family Offices Group. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.